Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at Psalms 116 from the New Living Translation on YouVersion.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can connect with this one. It's all about, how would you sum it up?
Gratitude and trust, I'd say. After going through a really, really tough time, it's like finding that thankfulness on the other side of a really difficult experience.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. The first few verses 1 through 3, paint quite a picture.
Yeah, some strong imagery there.
It's like being surrounded by death, the grave's terrors, just absolutely overwhelmed with sorrow. You really feel that, don't you?
It's so raw, so honest, so vulnerable.
Mm.
What hits you first when you read that opening?
Just the honesty of it, the pure emotion, like no holding back. And then in verse 4, bam, it's just a simple, desperate plea. Please, Lord, save me. It's like everything else is stripped away.
Absolutely, just straight to the point. No fancy words, just pure need. Makes you think, like, at what point do we all reach that place of just crying out for help?
Yeah, definitely. And then, okay, we move on to verses 5 and 6, and it's like a complete 180. Suddenly we're talking about God's kindness, goodness, mercy, protecting those with, get this, childlike faith. It's a huge shift in tone.
It's interesting, though, right? Like how this experience, this really difficult, dark experience, it seems to make the psalmist's view of God's character crystal clear. It becomes real, lived, not just some abstract idea.
I see what you're saying. And then we get to verses 7 through 9, and there's this feeling of like rest, relief, saved from death, tears, stumbling, like the weight has been lifted. So I walk in the Lord's presence as I live here on earth. What a statement.
It's like that universal desire for relief, the feeling of being rescued, given a second chance. I think so many people have been there, felt that, back on solid ground after a crisis.
Absolutely. But then, hold on, verses 10 and 11 throws a curveball. It says, I believed in you, so I said, I am deeply troubled, Lord. And then, almost like a cry of frustration, these people are all liars. What's going on here?
I think it's important, right? It shows that faith isn't always a smooth journey. It's real, it's messy, there's still struggle, there's maybe even some disillusionment. Like those people who didn't come through, who weren't there, it just feels very human.
I do.
Yeah.
And then it all seems to flow into this outpouring of gratitude in verses 12 through 14. What can I offer the Lord for all he's done for me? This feeling of wanting to give back, to praise, to keep promises, not just words, but actions.
Yeah, the cup of salvation, that public declaration, it's powerful. Like, gratitude isn't passive. It's something you do, something you share, often with a community, with others.
So true. And then verse 15, just this little gem, the Lord cares deeply when his loved ones die. Simple but comforting.
It really is. A reminder of the value of each life, a source of comfort in loss.
Definitely. And then in verse 16, there's this powerful statement, O Lord, I am your servant. You have freed me from my chains. I feel like there's a sense of transformation here, something deeper than just the immediate rescue.
Yeah, I agree. Like a shift in identity and relationship. It's not just about being freed from a situation, but about embracing a life of service, a life of freedom.
Okay, and finally we get to the close of the psalm, verses 17 through 19. It's all about worship, sacrifice, calling on God's name, fulfilling vows, and all of this happens in Jerusalem.
The community aspect is so key. It's not just this internal, private thing. Faith, gratitude, it's meant to be lived out, expressed, shared, and often that happens within a larger context, a community, Jerusalem, the gathering place. It just fits.
So we started with this really intense feeling of distress, a cry for help, but then we see this journey, God's mercy, finding rest, and then this outpouring of gratitude. And what really struck me is the honesty throughout, the struggles, the doubts, alongside the faith. That's something I think we can all relate to.
It's a good point. And thinking about that, I think it would be interesting for you to consider, like in your own life, a time when you felt truly relieved, rescued, maybe from a difficult situation. How did you feel? What did you do? Do the psalmist's feelings, those feelings of vulnerability and asking for help, and then that profound sense of thankfulness? How do those resonate with your own experience?
That's something to ponder for sure. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we hope you'll keep these insights with you.
See you next time.
Take care, everyone.